Hey everyone, this is Sasha bringing you a video tutorial today from BP4U. And today we're going to be talking about importing our photographs. So we're going to come over here to the library module. And you can see that we have this import button down here. And this is going to be the button that we use to import our photos with. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And there's going to be this other kind of window that comes up, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and we can navigate over here to our destination. And so if we click on this up here, it kind of gives us some shortcuts. And so we can kind of go and click down through here to some recent places, some file places, or our devices. Or we can come down here and we can start navigating to a spot on our computer where we have some files at. And there I can go ahead and click on this folder and I can see all of these pictures that I have not yet uploaded into my Lightroom catalog. So up here we've got some options. We can copy these into our catalog as a DNG, which is a digital negative. The perks of being able to do this would be that you could use these to edit in a secondary program aside from Adobe programs after using Lightroom. I'm not going to use this option because the only other program that I have is Adobe programs. I have the Photoshop Elements and Photoshop, which I don't need DNG files to edit in. Here I have this copy, and it's going to add photos into my catalog without actually moving them into the catalog. And so that's an option as well. Here I have this move, or my copy is going to copy the photos into a new location and add them into my catalog, excuse me. And my move is going to move my photos into a new location and then add them into my catalog. And add only adds them into my catalog without moving them or copying them into somewhere new. So let's say I wanted to use the copy. I have these options over here, and this is what I would need to go ahead and look at in order to be able to use that feature. Here I have my file handling, and this is my render previews. These things right here. I don't have to worry too much about that. It's by default on minimal, but you could change that to embedded, standard, or one-on-one if you wanted to. Now this don't import suspected duplicates doesn't just look at the file name. As you can see here, I actually have two with a similar name. Okay, that doesn't count because the names are different. But let's say I had two that were the warm and bold .jpg, and Lightroom was trying to import them into the catalog. Well, it's going to look at the metadata, not just the file name. And so if it sees two that are duplicates, it's going to look at the file name is the same and the metadata is exactly the same. The file size would be the same, the ISO would be shot at the same ISO, the same aperture, the same shutter speed, and so on. And so it's going to look at that metadata and not just at the file name. And so this is usually pretty safe to go ahead and keep on. Here is where we can make our second copy. And of course you can click on that and you can navigate to a place where you want that copy to be. The more that you do to a photo upon import, like moving or copying, the longer your import is going to take to import. Here you can choose to rename your files, and you can choose what kind of file naming template that you would like to use, as well as an extension, and you can do a lowercase or an uppercase extension, or you can just leave it as it is. Here we can apply some things during import. We can apply one of our presets, or you can add some of your copyright metadata, or you can add some keywords. And those are options for you as well. When you add keywords here, you are adding keywords to the entire group and not just specific photos. And so if you add the keywords in the library as opposed to this import module, you can add them different keywords to different photos. For example, I could make these outdoor boho photos, and I could make these on the pier and so on. But if I add a keyword right now, it's going to add them to every photo in this folder. The perk to being able to do that could be if you were doing, let's say, the Smith wedding, then you could keyword all of these the Smith wedding, and you would have those keywords there to be able to apply that. That would be a keyword that would definitely apply to all photos in the Smith wedding, for example. Here we have our destination, and this is going to be where it copies if you want to add it into a subfolder. And then again, you can choose how you want that to organize. And so we had our copy information up here, make a second copy too, but this is going to choose whether you want that to be in a subfolder or not. And here again, you can decide also where you want to add that to. And so this is your original copy here, and this would be your first copy here, and then your second copy up there. And we just scroll down here and we can see that. Here you could add it to a DVD drive or an SD card as well. So when you're happy with all of that, you could just click import, and that would import your photos for you. Here you could choose the size of your thumbnails if you want to get a closer look at your pictures, all the way up to just like these 2-on-2 is as big as these photos get, down to something pretty small. If you don't want to import all of the pictures from this folder, you can click uncheck all and just add just a couple. Or you could press check all and you could remove just a couple. And so the photos that you will be adding are the ones with the check marks next to them in this little box up here, and they are kind of highlighted. The ones that will not be added are the ones that kind of look dimmed out unless you scroll over them, and they do not have a check mark up here in this box. And so once you're happy with that, you can choose, again, you want to make sure that you have this where you want it. Usually I just add my photos into the catalog. Again, here with this move, you have these options as well as to where you want to move them, exactly like the copy, only it's going to move them and not just copy those. Here with the ad, again, you can make a second copy sometimes here. The box isn't currently available for me. Here you can apply a preset or some metadata to that, and keywords as well. And you can choose how you want to render your previews. Generally, upon import, I just go ahead and import them, but you can sort those by their check state, their media type, their file name, or their capture time, and you can have those deciding what order that you want those in. If you have a folder such as an SD card and you have already imported pictures from that folder but you didn't import them all, then you can click on these new photos and it will show you just the ones that you have not yet imported, or the new photos. So again, when you're happy with that, you just go ahead and click import. I'm going to click cancel for now, but that would go ahead and it would import your photos, and you would see that being completed up here. It could take just a couple minutes, especially if you're doing copy or move, and depending upon how many folders that you, or how many photos that you have, it could take even longer depending upon that information. Once you have your import, you will see your new pictures over here, and you can click on develop and you can start with your editing. So thank you for watching this video tutorial. Happy editing!